Let's start with a number that should snap you to attention. 1.1 million layoffs have already been announced in just the first 10 months of this year. That's 65% higher than last year. If that does not make you uneasy, consider this. Damon John, the Shark Tank investor and founder of FUBU, just warned most jobs are about to disappear thanks to AI and automation. If you think a college degree automatically protects you, think again. The average new grad is earning $33,000 less than they expected, right as layoffs break new records. So if you are feeling anxious about job security, you are not alone, and you absolutely can't afford to ignore what's really happening right now. Today, I will break down exactly what's driving this job market chaos, why being adaptable is the only way to survive, and give you the 3-step action plan that can turn uncertainty into opportunity, even when the headlines are bleak. Let's dive in. Step 1. Know the real risks. The world of work is shifting at lightning speed, and most people are already feeling it in their wallets and their workplace. Let's not sugarcoat things. Headlines might talk about a resilient labor market, but on the ground, the picture is very different. And right now, ignoring reality is the most expensive career mistake you can make. I want you to see just how dramatic these shifts are. According to ADP, employment only grew by 42,000 jobs in October. Sure, jobs are being added, but not anywhere near the scale needed. The key word here is small scale. For every job posted, you have dozens, sometimes hundreds of applicants vying for the same role. The odds are getting slimmer by the month. But the real pain is hitting small businesses the hardest. Oxford Economics points out that small businesses, which make up 40% of all US employment, are the ones struggling the most right now. With rising tariffs, razor-thin margins, and costs going up across the board, many small businesses are forced to choose between raising prices and losing customers, or laying off workers. Most are choosing layoffs, downsizing, delaying expansions, or even shutting down completely. And the impact stacks up quickly. If you look at the stories filling up my inbox, emails from all over, the numbers are staggering. 100 jobs lost at a plant here, 250 at a business there, another 300 jobs gone in a local market elsewhere. All of it adds up to a national crisis, not just isolated headlines. What about big corporations? Are they any safer for workers? Not even close. This year, major firms, those with over 500 employees, are still doing some hiring, but they are also responsible for the single largest layoffs. Just this week, Verizon announced up to 20,000 layoffs, and we will dig deeper into what that means in a moment. But here's the dangerous pattern. Main Street's losing, and corporate America is both adding and slashing jobs at record paces, creating wild swings and fear for workers everywhere. Let's pause here. In the comments, let me know. Are you personally worried about layoffs at your company? Or have you already taken steps to reskill, retrain, or pivot? Your stories matter, so drop them down there. Our community needs this kind of real talk to see we're not alone. Now, let's get back to the numbers. A lot of economists are sounding the alarm right now. The bottom half of American earners are already living in a personal recession. This means more families are worried about losing income, rising credit card balances, falling behind on essential bills, and that ever-present fear of the pink slip. And Damon John's advice is urgent. No matter if you are a plumber, a freelancer, or an office worker, you have to make yourself visible and indispensable. You need to be top of mind for everyone who might need what you offer. That's something I was taught when I started in real estate. You never want to be a secret agent. And the same principle applies everywhere. Visibility and adaptability are everything. Step 2, adapt or get left behind. Remember what Damon John said. The people who learn to use the latest AI tools, who build direct relationships, and who constantly upgrade their skills are who's going to thrive. Those who stick to the OLD ways, waiting for things to go back to normal, risk being replaced by automation or cheaper outsourced labor. There is no perfect time. There's only perfect effort right now. This is not just motivational fluff. Let's zoom out to the current data. We're in a period where traditional office jobs, especially white-collar administrative or clerical work, are vanishing at an accelerating rate. Meanwhile, the skilled trades, plumbers, electricians, hands-on technical and repair jobs, are seeing demand climb because they can't easily be replaced by AI. To put that in perspective, recent data shows a surge in young people investigating the trades, often forsaking traditional college degrees in favor of practical, recession-resistant skills. Why? These jobs pay well, are less likely to be automated, and almost always involve a real-world problem that can't be solved over Zoom. Now, before we lay out the roadmap to survive all this, let's check out a real story that shows the power of adaptability. Here's a true-to-life example. Let's call her Linda. Linda spent 12 years working in middle management at an office supply company. When her division was cut last year, she spent months applying to similar office roles, getting nowhere. Depressed but determined, she pivoted. Linda signed up for a 9-month training program in HVAC repair. Not only was she hired straight out of training, her starting pay was higher than her old salary. And best of all, she now has clients booking her months ahead. Instead of dreading layoffs, Linda's got job security and even opportunity to grow her income on her terms. That's the power of reskilling. If you are still with me, here's the real framework for surviving the forever layoff era. Step 1. Assess your personal job risk. Think about your current role. Ask, how easily can my tasks be automated? Are similar jobs being offshored or eliminated in other companies? What would happen if my company downsized next month? Be honest. Awareness is power. Step 2. Upgrade your skills now. If your risk is high or even medium, don't wait. Identify which in-demand, automation-resistant skills connect to your strengths. For many, this means looking at skilled trades, technical certifications, AI tool proficiency, think data labeling, prompt engineering, even digital marketing, or strengthening people-facing skills like sales or direct client services. Make a learning plan. Budget real time for learning every week, even if it's only an hour at first. Step 3. Build your own safety net. Don't let one paycheck or one employer control your fate. Explore side hustles. Think online tutoring, part-time repair gigs, consulting, or gig economy options, or start building a small freelance roster. Aim to have 1 to 2 extra income streams, no matter how small. This takes off immense pressure if you do face layoffs or cut hours. Download my free job market risk checklist, link below, for a self-audit and specific steps to get moving fast. Stick around, because in the next section, I'm going to share the actual income data for new grads and how this gap is forcing thousands to rethink their whole future. Let's put numbers to the stress. In the fourth quarter of 2025, corporate layoffs have hit an all-time high. Traditionally, companies tried to avoid layoffs during the holiday season, but from January through October this year, we have seen over 1.1 million jobs cut. That's 65% more than last year's 665,000. It is not just bad out there. It's double as bad as it was only a year before. Employers have slashed 44% more jobs in 2025 than they did in all of 2024. Meaning 2025 is the worst year for layoffs since the shock of 2020. The causes? According to Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, the main drivers are simple. Pandemic-era overhiring that's now unwinding, softening both consumer and corporate spending, people and businesses just are not buying as much right now, rising costs across every line of business, and yes, a surge in jobs eliminated by smarter, faster AI. And there's another term economists are using for 2026, the year of the forever layoff. What does it mean? Instead of big one-time cuts, we're seeing lots of smaller layoffs happening all the time. It's quieter, but no less damaging. Companies are quietly lowering their headcounts. 51% of layoffs in 2025 have been under 50 workers at a time. They add up fast, but rarely make national news. We hear about big events, Amazon, UPS, Target, now Verizon with 20,000 announced job cuts. But the small waves are eroding the job market just as relentlessly. With all these jobs vanishing, the hiring environment is now described as low hire, high fire, the worst combination for workers. According to Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, 153,000 jobs were lost in October alone. That's over 10% of the total layoffs for the entire year gone in a single month. And that's not all. Planned business hiring is down 35% year over year, hitting the lowest level since 2011. That means fewer fresh opportunities and increased pain for those out of work. Let's talk tech specifically, because this is supposed to be the ticket to job security, right? Wrong. Tech companies alone announced 575 separate rounds of layoffs this year, impacting 160,000 people. That's the equivalent of 540 people losing their jobs every single day. Every sector, every career stage, no guarantees. Now, this job market stress is not just about numbers. It leaks into our confidence, our spending, and our mental health. When people fear their jobs are not safe, they work less effectively and spend less, adding fuel to the economic downturn. Let's revisit Verizon for a second. Just announced, they're cutting up to 20,000 positions, one of the biggest tech layoffs ever. The reason? Verizon is converting 200 stores into franchises. This move could impact up to 20% of Verizon's 100,000 employees. While not everyone will lose their job, some may transfer to franchise roles. The loss is real, and the message is clear. Companies are desperate to cut costs and boost their share prices. In their own words, cost reduction will be a way of life from here on out. Why this sudden brutality? Because like many others, Verizon has been losing market share year after year while maintaining some of the highest prices in the industry. The result? A major business pivot, with job losses as collateral damage. And it is not just the big guys. A viewer named Carol recently sent me a story out of Seattle. There's a 65-year-old professional with experience at IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, even Disney. He was laid off in 2024, forced into early retirement, and has been searching for a year for another opportunity with absolutely no success. Hundreds, even thousands of job applications. Nothing but closed doors. What's worse, people in Seattle are reporting that savings are being drained, and even taking pay cuts isn't enough to get back into the workforce. Let's talk about new grads for a minute. For years, the conventional wisdom was simple. Go to college, pick the right field, work hard, and you will have a good paying job waiting. For today's graduates, that promise is broken. Many are spending 4, 6, or 8 years in school, racking up 6-figure student loan debt, only to graduate into a labor market where entry-level roles are scarce and salaries are way below expectations. For example, a new survey of around 3,000 soon-to-be grads showed their expected starting salary was about $100,150. The real average? Only $68,400. That's a 35% gap between what they believed and what the market offers. What happens next? 42% of grads end up scaling back their lifestyles, moving back home, delaying major purchases, giving up travel, just to make the numbers work. The burden of student loans only gets heavier. Nearly half of job-seeking grads have been searching for over 10 months with no progress. You might think it is just the economy, but there's more. Expectations matter. When you are told to hold out for a $100,000 job, but all the offers are in the $60,000 range, it is easy to feel stuck, not sure if you should accept lower pay or keep searching. Some actually reject good opportunities because they thought more was coming and then end up missing out altogether. This new generation also values schedule flexibility. 90% of Gen Z prefers hybrid or remote work options, 82%, and nearly half worry AI is shrinking their job prospects every year. But here's the catch. It is not just about landing an interview. Employers want evidence of real, tangible value from day one. Degrees are nice, but hands-on experience or proof you can solve workplace problems is what matters. The trouble is, colleges rarely teach the exact everyday skills students need to hit the ground running. Much like my experience getting a real estate license. I learned the laws, but not how to actually sell a house. So what can you or someone you know do right now? Let's recap. 1. Assess your job risk with facts, not wishful thinking. Our free job market risk checklist is linked below to help with that first step. 2. Skill up deliberately. Choose practical, in-demand abilities that get you hired or equip you to start earning independently. Don't just educate, prepare to execute. 3. Build safety nets. Side income streams, freelance gigs, even small ventures, so that one company's decision does not put your entire life on hold. Pause here and screenshot this framework so you have it for quick reference, or better yet, download the checklist to audit yourself right now. Before we close, remember this. The riskiest move today is thinking your job is safe. Complacency is more expensive than action. Every step you take to adapt, even if it is small, puts you ahead of the wave and gives you more control in chaotic times. If your role feels at risk, or if you've survived a layoff, drop your story below. Share your perspective. Your experience can inspire and empower someone who is feeling lost right now. Make sure you grab that checklist and subscribe for more actionable tips. The job market may be rough, but the people who adapt, upskill, and build multiple income streams are not just surviving, they are setting themselves up to thrive no matter what comes next. Next up, I will be sharing specific side hustle strategies and skill building resources in weekly videos right here on Ray Invests. Subscribe so you do not miss out. Let's quickly recap the roadmap so you can get moving even if the news around us is not getting any better. The only constant in the job market today is change. So your best defense is adaptability, not wishful thinking. First, honestly assess your risk using the job market risk checklist I have linked below. Second, choose one new skill, something in demand and hard to automate to start learning this week, even if it is just a few minutes a day. Third, commit to building a second income stream within the next 3 months, no matter how small. If you work this plan week by week, you will be in a very different and much safer place in 6 to 12 months. Most people ignore the warning signs and stay stuck, but you will not. You are taking action. Now, when will you see results? If you begin now, you can start reducing stress and increasing your options within a month. And real security starts building at the 3 to 6 month mark as skills and side income align. If you found this guide valuable, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for Ray Invests. I post weekly breakdowns of the skills, side hustles, and career moves that are actually working in this new era, so you can stay one step ahead of layoffs and make smarter money moves. Also, share your layoff, job seeking, or reskilling story in the comments below. I want this community to be your support system and sounding board. Remember, these strategies and tips are for information and education only. They are not guarantees. Your career and results depend on your unique effort and circumstances. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, but you can gain control by acting early and often. See you next video on Ray Invests.